on man and his money. Humans tend to hold on to things tightly. This is a natural consequence of the belief in ownership. That which one believes to be his imprisons him. That which one owns and possesses will becomes his greatest demon. It will visit him in his nightmares. It will walk 3 steps behind him like a shadow he cannot escape. It will cause him to make decisions through a clouded lens. It will rob him of peace. A man becomes that which he possesses. It is for this reason that he can never know freedom. What is the true relationship between man and money? A man builds a business. The business generates profit. The man pockets the profit and views it as his. Let us assume for a minute that the money truly is his. If he is a man who is sensitive to wisdom, he will be willing to explore the nature of his relationship with money. What is this relationship? The relationship is one of attachment. If one were to say to him, "You are attached to your money, this is not good," this would not be a wise approach. If man were more interested in being good than being wealthy, there would be no wealthy men in the world. And listen to the following statement with open ears. There would not be any good men in the world either, because there is no such thing as good or bad. The one who condemns the wealthy man as being bad functions from a place of envy. Before pointing to another, perhaps he should ask himself if being envious is good. Humans live in varying degree of disingenuousness and reactivity. They do not live in truth. Attachment is neither good nor bad. If it is viewed as a tenet, a rule, a commandment, or a spiritual principle, it fails. And the reason that it fails is because whenever a man is given a rule, he is compelled to create a workaround. Understand this. Rules do not give birth to obedience. They give birth to cleverness. An attachment to money or anything else is neither good nor bad. It is neither holy nor evil. One is free to become attached. It is just that he cannot become free while attached. The man who gives away his money out of a sense of obligation or an attempt to be holy or spiritual is as much a fool as the one who holds it out of a sense of attachment and ownership. Much of a man's actions are reactions to shame. He dons the cloak of that which is opposite to what he fears he has become. One's actions do not make one holy, for the man of truth has no use for action or holiness. A man, if he has the requisite DNA, will be willing to see the wars that are occurring under the surface of this attachment to money. He will be willing to see that his attachment forces his hand. It compels him in a certain direction. It causes him worry. It robs him of equanimity. It pushes him toward the edge of the abyss and shapes him into someone he would not be if he were truly free. We now return to the idea of ownership. Does a man's money truly belong to him? A man says, "I built this business with my own hands and my own smarts, therefore it belongs to me. This is a most reasonable claim, and quite frankly, it's the best suited as a response against a society which attempts to take his money from him. A society and its clever governments claim that his money belongs to them. We live in a world of thieves. It is no different than the days of dacoits who robbed and pilfered the homes of the wealthy. Naturally, the response to such institutions and dacoits that this money belongs to the man himself is apt and necessary. But if we remove the conspirational governments, the envious masses, the criminal dacoits, and the disingenuous critics of the wealthy, we can arrive at a pure examination. A pure examination of whether the money indeed belongs to the man himself. From where does a man's intelligence arise? Did he create it? From where does his drive arise? Did he manufacture it? From where does his vision arise? Did he assemble it? From where does his instinct arise? Did he build it? His wit, his ambition, his brain chemistry, and even his digestion, without which none of his wealth or success would have been possible. Did he himself create such things? And what of the endless serendipitous encounters? What of the fortunes that happened to fall his way? What of the stars that aligned in his favor? Did he create all of these as well? It is true that the man built the business. It is also true that no government, society, or person has any claim whatsoever to his money. But it is true that the business was created by him. If the very foundations of his being and the innumerable unexplainable encounters in creating it were created by something other than him, but is it true that the business was created by him? If the very foundation of his being and the innumerable unexplainable encounters in creating it were created by something other than him? And if the thing that created him allowed him to create the business, does this money that arose from this business belong to him or to the thing that created him? A man with the appropriate DNA will be willing to entertain the possibility that his money is not his at all. He will be willing to entertain the possibility that, in all sincerity and truth, this money belongs to the thing that created him. And it is this thing that is the rightful owner of all that he has created. And as is often the case with the truth, it just so happens that this realization will also have the natural fringe benefit of bringing him to freedom. Namaste.